Okay. Now, the Watchtower Society has been guilty of false prophecies throughout their history. 1914 was supposed to be the end of the world, a full limit of the rule of imperfect men according to the time is at hand, a book written by Charles Taze Russell. Rutherford prophesied that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were going to come back from the grave and start the new earth in 1925. And 1945, it was just a few remaining months before Armageddon. And then in my generation, we had this theory proposed that 6,000 years would be up in 1975, and that you could expect the millennial reign to begin. And the cruelest cut of all has come recently, where for decades the Watchtower has been telling people that the generation that saw the events of 1914 would be on hand to see the end of the world. Well, that generation, if you were born in 1914, is 102 years old today. So it's obvious that that's a false prophecy. So they're false prophets. There's no doubt about that. Well, they say, well, you know what, we've made mistakes. Well, a prophet of God doesn't make that kind of a mistake. See, the mistake that they made is lying in the name of Jehovah. They point to Moses as making mistakes. Well, Moses made a mistake. He had a bad attitude. He cracked the rock and didn't give credit to Jehovah. But water still came out of the rock, you know. So he was a true prophet. He wasn't a false prophet. So where do we go? Well, here's where we go. We trust Jesus. You know, it was the Apostle Peter that was posed that same question, or was confronted with that same question, and as to where he should go. And you know what Peter said? He said, "There's nowhere else to go. You have the sayings of eternal life, and you are the Holy One of God." Jesus is the Holy One of God. When God was present there at the baptism of Jesus, he said, "This is my Son. Hear him, listen to him. I've approved him." So here's the one who has the truth. Here's the one that we should go to. Here's the one we should put our trust in. We should transfer the trust that we have in this false prophet organization and put that trust now in Jesus Christ. And that's what a lot of people are not doing. A lot of people will leave the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, and I don't know what, they become atheists or agnostics or something. You see some of the horrible comments that they make on YouTube and on the internet with vulgar language, and they're so angry and they're so mad. They haven't found Jesus. They're not putting their trust in anything but themselves. You have to leave a false prophet. The false prophet is not God. The false prophet didn't make the mistake. God didn't make the mistake. The false prophet did. So put your trust in Jesus. Don't go after the world. Don't go into agnosticism and atheism and all that kind of stuff. Jesus is the truth. Trust him.